welcome Steve Ruiz. Steve is the Executive Director of Wareham Community Television. He also resides in Wareham and is a former gospel singer.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Throwing out the ceremonial first pitch this evening is the wife of John McBride, Peggy McBride.
Hello, Gatemen fans.
She is throwing this pitch in honor of her late
Hello,
husband.
Gatemen fans, and welcome in to another installment of Wareham Gatemen Baseball here on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Our second broadcast of the day, bringing you the second half of the doubleheader between the Wareham Gatemen and the Orleans Firebirds. Alongside me is Enrique Demore. I'm Cameron Stewart. It was quite an exciting win for the Gatemen just a few moments ago. They were able to come from behind, down 3-1 in the ninth inning. It was Austin Shenton delivering once again a 3-run walk-off home run to put the Gatemen at 5-1 on the year, tops in the Cape Cod League, sending Orleans down to 1-4. It was a struggle offensively for the Gatemen today, Henrique, but they were able to come through in the clutch and get the runs they need in the ninth inning off the bat of Austin Shenton.
Yeah, it was really exciting, but for me, it was just that Austin Shenton is okay, because he came into today with the second best batting average in the Northwoods League, a cool .462. And I'm going to get the updated numbers here for you in a second. But the point is, he fouled the ball off his knee, and with knee injuries, I mean, that affects everything. It affects your ability to run, field in the field, and as a third baseman, he's solid. He made an error that it wasn't even physical. It seemed like it was just more mental. It was a line drive that hit his glove, and he just mispositioned his glove. So to me, that's a mental error, not a physical error. So clearly, the knee is fine. But it was awesome to see a little bit nerve-wracking, because the Gatemen have resorted to late-inning heroics in pretty much every win this year in some capacity or another. And Austin Shenton raising his batting average to now a league-leading .500. He's got 8 hits and 16 at-bats, and at this point, the sample size issue doesn't matter. He's got 16 at-bats, 5 RBIs, first extra base hit of the year for him, and that is his team-leading 8th hit despite missing one game this year partially as well. A pinch hit in last night's affair, a 2-0 loss to Harwich. Came through in a pinch hit appearance, was 1-for-1 on the day. But it's good to see Shenton come up big, and even the bottom of the lineup was productive. Dominic Clementi, an RBI ground out. He's still searching for that first Cape League hit, unfortunately, but he's productive in other aspects. Bottom of the lineup got it done when the 3-4-5 was rendered basically useless. 5 strikeouts through 9 plate appearances for those guys. But it's good to see that the Gatemen offense looks a little more well-rounded than we might have initially thought.
And that was something we've been discussing in the pre-games and post-games for the last couple days now for the Gatemen, is those 1 and 2 and that 7, 8 through 9, which kind of goes unnoticed. But the way the 3, 4, 5 hitters hit today, as you said, they didn't look comfortable at all. A lot of off-balance swings, a lot of strikeouts. They just weren't able to get things going. And I think that's a key look for the Gatemen to come through with a win like that. And I think that's why you have someone as good as Austin Shenton down there batting 8th, is to keep things in line down there, because you know your guys at 3, 4, and 5 are going to come through. They're not going to have days like they did in the first end of the doubleheader today. But it's Shenton coming through. Gatemen running to 5-1. It was also a good start from Joey Matulovic, who picked up where he left off after a great start in Chatham. No decision today. Only 2 runs allowed, though, for Matulovic, and he looked pretty comfortable. A couple of lapses in the field for the Gatemen, and we'll see if that continues with McKinley Moore, the tall right-hander, will get the start today out of the University of Arkansas Little Rock. He's a guy we've not yet seen in the regular season, but saw a few times in the preseason working out of the bullpen. I mentioned him in the pregame, has a pretty good fastball to work with, so we'll definitely be seeing a lot of that today from him. He's going to get the ball here. We're just about ready for first pitch here in the back end of a doubleheader today.
West Virginia.
West Virginia's Brandon White going to get things started from the right side of the plate. So that game that the Gatemen won earlier today ended just about a half hour ago, as the players, people working on the field, us up here in the booth, have been scrambling for the last 30 minutes, but we are ready for game number 2 as the first pitch is bounded in there for a strike from McKinley Moore, and the second one is bounced in, and that looked like it caught a piece of Michael Amditis right on the right throwing arm there. He's a little bit slow back to his position. Umpire brings the ball out to Moore to give Amditis a moment. Still looking down on it, but he's going to be okay, it looks like. Drew Millis, the only other catcher right now, really, for the Gatemen, a regular catcher, started game 1, so don't want to bring him in to catch here in game 2 as that second pitch is in there for a strike. Luke Roscom, we've also seen play that position, both in Chatham and in Falmouth this past week. 2-2 bounces in there, so count now full to the leadoff man for Orleans. Evan White patrolling center field today for the Firebirds. And they're going to say he did not appeal, so that was the 2-2, making it the 3-2. So my apologies on that. Now the count full. Twilight coming over Wareham right now. Tough sun out in right field at this juncture of the day. Number right in front of home plate. It's McKinley Moore, who comes all the way out to get it in front of the plate, and we'll send it over to Parker Phillips, who is patrolling first base today for out number 1.
Yeah, that's new. Parker Phillips at first base. Andrew Vaughn still in the lineup, still in that 3 spot, but in the DH spot. 3, 4, 5 looks the same. Actually, 3 through 6 looks the same. Vaughn, Packard, Phillips, Stott. But Vaughn and Phillips switching spots defensively, designated hitter and first baseman. Here's a little more on McKinley Moore's numbers from UALR in just a second.
Right now it's DeMarco who steps in, takes a swing and a miss for strike 1 from Moore.
But Moore did not have a great year at Little Rock. 8.71 ERA, 0-4. 4 starts, 8 relief appearances. In 20 innings, pitched 29 walks. So the command has been an issue as that one sails into the dirt. Give up 20 earned runs, 22 hits in 20 innings, struck out 15. So the strikeout numbers are actually not too bad, but the walks, he's got twice as many walks as strikeouts.
1-1 home to DeMarco. He's going to swing this off to the right and out of play. So it's Michael Amditis behind the plate catching Moore at first base. As we mentioned, Parker Phillips, Oliver Dunn starting both games is at second base, as is Austin Stott, who will be at shortstop. Bryson Stott at shortstop. Austin Shenton at third base. Bryant Packard in left. Skylar Hunter in center. And Dante Baldelli, one of the few changes in the Gatemen lineup from games 1 to 2, is in right field. 2-2 is the count to Pat DeMarco, the Vanderbilt Commodore. 2-2 going to catch the outside corner for a called strike 3. First strikeout of the day for McKinley Moore, and that is brought to you, of course, by the law offices of Lang, Savaris, and Bullard, the official strikeout sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen. Jack Scroshen's going to step in. He started at catcher in the first game, And obviously don't want to start a catcher both ends of the doubleheader, but also foul the ball off his foot, so he is in right field to start game number 2. Takes a pitch on the outside corner for a called strike 1. The junior from Magnolia, Texas. 2 homers already in this young Cape League season. Takes this one outside and low as it rolls to the backstop behind Amditas. Count even at a ball and a strike. One home with 2 out in the first. That one is going to skip down low. Amditas picks it out with the backhand. And now it's Groshans ahead of the count. 2 balls and a strike. It's definitely one of the bright spots for a surprise year for the Kansas Jayhawks, as he's going to knock this one into left field. A kind of awkward slide, but Packard is going to come up with it. So that will retire the side. 1-2-3 go the Firebirds against McKinley Moore in the first inning here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
The Gatemen would like to thank Wareham Country Market for helping to feed the Gatemen players and staff after games. They are located about a quarter of a mile from the field on Route 6, offering a convenience store, a Dunkin' Donuts, and a deli.
The Mezzaluna restaurant is a third-generation family-run Italian restaurant celebrating 80 years in business. Located on Main Street in Buzzards Bay at the foot of the Bourne Bridge, Mezzaluna specializes in Italian cuisine, seafood, steaks, and chops, and offers fresh nightly specials, a lunch menu that's the best deal in town, and serving Cape Cod's famous prime rib every Wednesday and Saturday. Enjoy outside dining in the summer months and a full bar and lounge area year-round. Book your private function in one of our many function rooms. Although reservations are not required, they are always recommended. Come enjoy the feast at Mezzaluna, the Italian family restaurant.
For a nostalgic Cape Cod vacation experience, head to Bay Motor Inn, where
here for the bottom of the first inning between the Orleans Firebirds and the Wareham Gatemen. Gatemen going to get their first cuts of the second game of the doubleheader. 0-0 after McKinley Moore twirled a 1-2-3 first inning. Skylar Hunter going to get things started for Wareham. Going to be taking on Josh Hendrickson today, the left-hander from Whitby, Australia, and will be attending the University of San Diego after college. Hunter, sounds like he broke his bat there, is going to hit it softly over to third, where Steer will throw over to first for out number 1. Quick, one man up, one man down for Hendrickson.
And Hendrickson, the numbers at Barton Community College are really, really impressive. Through 96 innings of work, struck out 125 guys. The Toreros of University of San Diego are going to get an absolute talent when he comes over there this coming fall.
Oliver Dunn going to take this pitch down low for ball 1. Lefty-lefty matchup here with 1 out in the first. He is going to line this one, but right at the second baseman, Aldride, and that is out number 2. So just 4 pitches thrown for Hendrickson. He's already got 2 men out in front of big Andrew Vaughn, who struggled with an offer in the first game of the doubleheader. Looks bad on a strikeout as well. He's going to take the first pitch and swing at it, but it's going to be right to the shortstop, Ricky Martinez. 5 pitches, 3 up, 3 down. The Gatemen do their turn, going down 1-2-3 in the first. Still scoreless after 1 here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Head on over to BB's Bar and Grill for food, drinks, and fun. Located just off Cranberry Highway, come in to sample the scrumptious fare or relax with a drink while enjoying live entertainment. The Gatemen thank BB's Bar and Grill for their support.
Cape Cod Healthcare is the leading provider of healthcare services for residents and visitors of Cape Cod, with 2 acute care hospitals and more than 450 physicians. For more information, please visit capecodhealth.org. Cape Cod Healthcare, expert physicians, quality hospitals, superior care.
One of the Gatemen's favorite places for their post-game meals is Cool Cone, where you can get anything from fried clams and fried chicken to an ice cream sundae, and then top it all off with a round of mini golf. Cool Cone, located on Route 6 on the Wareham-Marion line.
Back here for the second inning. 0-0 our scores. McKinley Moore goes out for his second inning of work. He will face 4, 5, 6 in the Orleans lineup after setting them down 1, 2, 3 in the first inning. Starts with Logan Wyatt, the junior from the University of Louisville. Big, tall first baseman going to step in from the left-hand side. In 4 games going into today, it's just 2 for 10, but did draw 5 walks, and he's going to get a whole lot of this one, and this one is going to sail over the right field fence. A first pitch home run for Logan Wyatt. And after a quick first inning from McKinley Moore, the 4th batter of the game puts Orleans up 1-0 here at Spillane.
Yeah, did not miss that one. Credit the Firebirds. They're coming out swinging. Saw a quick inning from McKinley Moore, and it's interesting that they didn't change their strategies. You would think maybe, first time through, first inning, McKinley Moore is so efficient. And you think second inning, maybe they're going to try to be a little more patient, feel out what he has. But Wyatt wasted no time at all. Sent that one over the fence. 1-0 Firebirds.
So now Aldretti, the second baseman, will step in. Okay. Gatemen falling behind as they did in game number 1 today. We're down 2-0, then 3-1 before the 3-run 9th on 1 swing. Carter Aldretti will send this one foul, evens the count at a ball and a strike. The Arizona State Sun Devil, 4 for 15 on the year going into today, with a couple of doubles and 3 RBI to his name. For the Firebirds, who now sit at 1-4 in the Cape League. This pitch going to run well outside, under the outstretched glove of Amditas, who's had trouble with a couple today, but obviously has not had to work with a base runner yet. So we'll see if he's going to be able to get over. He has had some injuries so far this year. An arm injury on his throwing arm made him a late scratch in the lineup in game 1. 3-1 is now the count to Aldretti. Here is that 3-1 home. Aldretti started towards first base, but that pitch just barely clipping the outside corner. Looked like Aldretti might have a case there, but it is a called strike. So the count now runs full at 3-2. And now he's going to turn on a fastball here. It's lazy down the left field line, but it will get out of play. Packard not even chasing all the way to the foul line there. Count standing at 3-2.
Yeah, and that previous pitch that he took, that Aldretti took, you got to be protective a little more than that on 2-2.
And this one going to be bounced foul down the left field line. So a battle here by Aldretti. Count stays full. Full count offering home once again. This one's going to be popped up. It's going to be in play. And it's going to be the right fielder Baldelli backing up a few steps as the ball carried a bit. But a couple comfortable steps in front of the wall. He will make the catch for out number 1 in the second inning.
30, Phil Clark from Vanderbilt.
You see Baldelli out there, Baldelli out there in right field. Substitution for Dominic Clemente, even though he had a better day, statistically speaking, this afternoon. Started to hit the ball a little weaker. Some dribblers, a hard hit ground ball got the job done this afternoon and gave the Gatemen their first run of the day before the 3-run shot by Shenton. But Clemente seeing the ball a little worse than he was in the stretch that he had between Falmouth and the game at Falmouth and the game at Harwich.
It's Phil Clark stepping in now with 1 out, no one on base. He's going to foul this one straight back above our John Wild press box here at Spillane. Count evens at a ball and a strike. Clark just activated yesterday for the Firebirds from Vanderbilt, who saw their season come to an end last week in the Super Regionals against Mississippi State. You take that pitch down low for a ball.
Well, Mississippi State, what an exciting story they've been. They walked off in the regional, in the Super Regional, and they walked off against Washington in the first game of the College World Series.
This one's going to be ripped down the right field line, foul and out of play. Certainly some great baseball fans down there in Starkville, or Stark Vegas, as they like to call it, one of the premier college baseball programs. Two-two home. Defensive swing, going to follow it back to the left and out of play. Count staying at 2-2.
That swing from Clark was the one I was looking for from Aldretti on that pitch outside that he was ready to go to first on. He's got to foul it off and make Moore beat you again.
Moore looks to do that here. The 2-2. A run outside to Amditas, and the second straight hitter. The count will run full. It's an easy first inning for McKinley Moore. 1-2-3, he set him down. But a home run to start things in the second. He's a 1-0 scoreline in favor of the Firebirds, and this one's driven out to right center field as well. Hunter ranging back and will run it down and make the catch a couple feet in front of that right center field wall. So a couple deep fly balls after the home run, but both go for outs. And we now have 2 down here in the top of the second inning. No one on base for Orleans.
Yeah, that one, I don't know where Skylar Hunter was. He was playing him to push the lefty Phil Clark. He was sitting kind of right where he is right now, and the fence is deep. It's 412 to dead center here at Spillane. This one comes in, strike right down Broadway, but Hunter was almost like he would play a righty to pull, but the lefty Clark hammered it about 390 feet. And we saw Skylar Hunter make a spectacular catch this afternoon in game 1 and showed his range there on that one.
Spencer Steer, the hitter, now at the plate. Going to foul that pitch off. That runs the count to 0-2. Steer playing third base today at the University of Oregon. Just one game of action in the Cape League season before today's first end of the doubleheaders. He takes that pitch up high for a ball. In that game, he was 1 for 3. That one hit was just a home run for the Oregon Duck. So a great start for him in this Cape League year. Moore's 1-2. This one's going to be grounded up the middle. Long range play for Bryson Stott, and the throw over will not be in time. It's going to be an infield single for Spencer Steer. A long way to go for Bryson Stott, and he just wasn't able to get there. Steer in by a step.
And nothing you can do about that one if you're Stott. He showed his range off there, and he's a really sure-handed shortstop, and he does have a lot of range, but nothing you could do there.
Designated hitter who was batting 8th today. Not typically something you see from the DH. Will step in now, big lefty James Free from the University of the Pacific. We'll take that pitch down low for a ball. Not a school you often see represented in the Cape League. University of the Pacific, alma mater of one Pete Carroll. 1-0 home to him. He's going to miss down low once again, so Free is ahead of the count, 2 balls and no strikes. And this will make for a meeting at the mound. Michael Amditas comes out to talk to McKinley Moore, make sure they're on the same page.
Free started out his Cape League season on Thursday in a game against YD, a game that the Firebirds won. Their only win of the season, 5-4. But started out his Cape season 0 for 8. In the contest yesterday against Katua, registered his first hit, but just has 1 strikeout despite hitting just 1 for 11. So the balls are in play. Something will fall for this kid soon.
Going to take a big cut at a breaking pitch on 2-0. Swings and misses 4, strike 1. Not bad numbers for him in the regular college season. 281 average with 7 homers. Found a way to get on base as well. A 394 on base percentage. So he does find ways as he's going to swing and miss at this pitch on the outside corner. Evens the count at 2-2. And it's Spencer Steer leading off of first here. 2 out in the second inning, which Logan Wyatt has already hit a home run in this inning for Firebirds, put them up 1-0.
Seems like so long ago, doesn't it?
Sure does after a quick first inning.
Yeah.
It's been laboring for McKinley Moore here in the second. Once again, playing 7-inning games today in a Cape League doubleheader. So that walk-off from Austin Shenton was the bottom of the 7th inning. More to the chest. Here's the 2-2 home. It's going to be spoiled off to the left and out of play. So Free, the designated hitter, will stand up there.
Pitch number 41 on the day, coming in out of the hand of Moore. He threw 15 in the first inning.
So we'll see how long Moore is going to go today. We've already heard that the next man out of the pen will most likely be newcomer Cade Cavalli from Oklahoma. Just came to the team on Friday. 2-2 is going to be lifted to left field. Packard turning around. He's going to go over his head and one hop the wall. Packard misplaying it there. And now Steer is going to come all the way around from first to score. The ball gets away from Amditas and down to third goes Free. And it is 2-0 Orleans here in the second.
Oh boy, just about everything that could have gone wrong on that play for Wareham did. I don't know if Packard lost that in the sun or what. The sun is setting over where the left field foul pole is essentially, so didn't have a ton of sun in his eyes, but like you said, that one was just hit directly behind him. There was no real angle to take. He had to run straight back, turned a couple times, and just couldn't play it. I mean, it was a very tough play to make. There's no question about it. But he didn't make the play, and now a mound visit we're going to see here. Just kind of wrap up that. Like you said, the throw was errant. Amditas couldn't cover it. Moore was there backing up, but it wasn't too clean, so over to third went James Free, with what I imagine will be scored a double and then advancing to third on the throw.
So looks like we are going to have a pitching change here. This pitching change brought to you by Bay Point Country Club, Onset's 18-hole championship golf course, with a driving range open 7 days a week and senior discounts offered every day and always welcome to the public. So get to the point. New pitcher on for the Gatemen. We will give you who that is after this break.
Head on over to BB's Bar and Grill for food, drinks, and fun. Located just off Cranberry Highway, come in to sample the scrumptious fare or relax with a drink while enjoying live entertainment. The Gatemen thank BB's Bar and Grill for their support.
Back here at Spillane Field, Firebirds just took a 2-0 lead on the Gatemen. And we've got a pitching change here. McKinley Moore is out. It's going to be Jared Horn from Cal Berkeley who will come in. He's had his struggles this year for the Gatemen, but the sophomore from Napa, California, a 5-5 record for the Golden Bears during the season, but a 6.15 ERA for him. So he's going to come in. He pitched in the game in Chatham in his one game in 3 innings pitched. Gave up 3 earned runs. That's good for an ERA right at round 9.00. And he will come in. There's a man on third. James Free just hit the double and advanced on the error on the throw to the plate that was not going to get Spencer Steer from Oregon. A little 2-out magic has given Orleans another run. Firebirds up 2-0 here from Spillane after the Gatemen took game 1 of the doubleheader.
Horn, excuse me, Horn 6'3", 225, like you said, out of Northern California, Vintage High School in Napa. A 6.15 ERA for this young man. He was a starter and then relegated to a bullpen role. 71 2/3 innings pitched for this young man. 52 strikeouts, but also 41 walks to go along with that. Gave up 60 runs, 81 hits. Like you said, not off to a hot start. in the Cape, but today's a new day. It's been a while since he's pitched, so he's very well rested.
So with 2 out, Ricky Martinez is his first hitter. I mistook him for our old number 6, Eric Ramirez. Sorry about that. That was a rookie mistake. Pflugerville, Texas is where he hails from. Be going to the University of Tennessee next year. So for 6 on the year in 3 games in the Cape. This pitch going to run up high and away for a ball.
We'll see what Horn can do to get the pitches down. You have to do it in a pretty drastic fashion here. Can't leave anything up in the zone too much. Those are appetizing.
This pitch going to be nubbed to Horn, and he will throw down for the 3rd out of the inning. We're through an inning and a half. 2-0 Orleans. We're going to send it down to Mary.
Getting us? Yeah.
This segment is brought to you by Village Signs of Mattapoisett. They do it all, from logo design, trucks and buildings.
Where are we looking?
Village Signs
Here?
has proudly served Southern New England
Can you see us?
for 35 years. Visit them at villagesigns.inc.com for all
Are we
your
going?
signage needs.
Are we going? Hi, I'm Mary Orders, and I'm here with our beat writer, Ian Becerra. Now, Ian, the bats have not been really going in this inning, and they weren't really going until the 7th inning last game. What do they need to do to try to get those hits?
Well, Mary, they just need to build off the momentum from the first game. You saw 3 hits in the 7th inning. The bats really came alive then. So just going off that into this game, they just need to build off that momentum, and they're good players. They'll figure it out.
And over the past 6 games, what are some of your key takeaways?
Well, the starting pitching's been awesome. We saw in the first game, Joey Matulovic did pretty well despite giving up a couple runs. Start today hasn't been so great for McKinley Moore, but overall in the first couple games, the pitching for the Gatemen's been really good.
And lastly, what are some trends you've seen from the Gatemen, both in play and then also team atmosphere?
Well, the defense in the outfield has really impressed me. The throw that Bryant Packer made in the first game was unbelievable. The catch that Sky Hunter made, phenomenal. And also, a couple games ago, we saw Clemente with a great catch in right field. So those guys really tracking the balls down in the outfield helps the pitching, and it really just, allows for limited runs to be scored. So I expect the defense in the outfield to keep it up and really track all the balls down out there.
Great. And your dad threw the first pitch tonight. Was that pretty cool?
Yeah, he was pretty excited. I was going to give him some crap for it, the fact that he was going to bounce it or overthrow the guy, but perfect throw, perfect strike, and it's good to see him do that.
Great. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Mary. We are here in the bottom of the 2nd. Gatemen coming up now, trailing 2-0. It's the cleanup man, Brian Packard, to get things started. Fouls this one straight back, and he is now down in the count, 0-2. Packard among the league leaders in average coming into today, hitting a crisp .353 as he fouls this one off. And patrolling a pretty good left field, threw a man out at the plate as you saw, or as you heard Ian talk about during that interview with Mary Orders.
Yeah, that throw, you could tell he put absolutely everything into that one. His arm and the ball took him off his feet, but that was an absolute strike down to Millis as that one is lasered foul down the left field line. That was a strike to Millis. It was right where it needed to be and ended up being pivotal, seeing as the Gatemen won by a run. Now Shenton's home run probably would have just extended that, extended the 7th inning, maybe gone to extras. I don't know if they would have just called it a tie if given these shortened games. But regardless, heck of a throw.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird situation with Millis waiting for the throw to come in on a line. Kind of a little bit of air under it, but just waiting for it and then able to tag the runner and get him. And as you said, Enrique, the difference in the game. Austin Shenton's 3-run homer just giving the Gatemen a 4-3 win. Packard down 0-2, going to let this pitch run up high for a ball. Packard hitting over 400 on the season for ECU. He's going to foul this one back again, so a real battle from Brian Packard, keeping the count at a ball and 2 strikes. .406 form on the season, 14 homers. And he's going to line this one foul once again, so he's still staying alive here.
Oh, that's fine. Okay. As long as you need to be
So no one on base for the Gatemen as they start things in the second, down 2-0. 1-2 once again. This one will go in play. But charging on and coming on fast is diving is DeMarco in right field. He's not going to get it. Packard pushing the issue, but he is going to be thrown out at second base. Not happy with the call, but really trying to get aggressive on the base paths as the second baseman had to go out for that one as well. But good on DeMarco for recovering and getting the man out at second base.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That was a really good play by DeMarco, and credit Martinez because the throw, he was playing, right, he was there playing there at shortstop, and the throw came, he was facing right field. It came on his left side, and he had to spin around and make the tag. That was a bang-bang play, really good slide by Packard, but the call is out. But credit Brian Packard as well. And that's why you take a hard turn. Even on a lazy fly ball to right field, you take a hard turn around first. He was going 1,000 miles an hour right out of the box. He did everything right. Maybe he got a little over-aggressive there.
Parker Phillips going to hit this one to deep right center field. And ranging back and a nice little leap to make the catch is Devin White. Phillips gives that one a ride near the deepest part of the park here at Spillane. But it holds up just enough for the center fielder from West Virginia to track it down for out number 2.
And gave that one a ride. Parker Phillips been seeing the ball pretty well lately. Now we'll see what Bryson Stott can do.
Shortstop from UNLV just at 235 coming into today. This pitch on the outside corner, catcher cannot hold on. That's Clark behind the plate. Looked like a good pitch, but it's actually taken for ball 1. Hendrickson home and will pound the second one in there for a strike. Count evens at a ball and a strike.
Stott with a pretty good day this afternoon. 2 for 3 with the run scored as that one goes in there for strike 2. Brought that average up to 300. He's doing Bryson Stott things, one of the more highly touted guys that the Gatemen got this year. D1 leading 30 doubles this year.
This one he's going to take inside, evens the count at 2-2. Stott's improved his play in the field as well after a couple errors in game number 1 of the Cape League season. He's had some real nifty plays this weekend. He's going to foul this one off to the right, past the first base coach's box. Count stays at 2-2. Two-two home, defensive swing. Sounds like it might have broken the bat on the end of the bat for Stott, but this one is going to be botched at third base there. It was Steer coming in, got a glove on it. Would have been a tough play for him to make anyway, but nonetheless, it's going to be Bryson Stott aboard with what we will assume will be a base hit there.
We saw, Steer saw that Stott was absolutely on his horse. He knew it was going to be a bang-bang play, but he had all his focus going towards first base and not enough on the ball. So, like you said, I imagine if they scored that an infield single because it would have been a really tough play regardless. But we will wait on the official scoring. Error-laden game in this afternoon's affair. 2 for Orleans, 1 for Wareham.
Michael Amditas going to come to the plate with 2 outs and a man on. Just 2 for 7 on the year. As we've said, it's been a revolving door at catcher for the Gatemen. Not necessarily an empty spot in the lineup, though, but they've plugged in quite a few guys to start the season. Luke Roscom's gotten 2 starts back there. Andrew Millis gotten some starts. Now Michael Amditas. They've also got John Martellini, who started last night. Big swing and a miss there from Amditas. Evens the count at a ball and a strike.
And they are, in fact, going to call that an error on Spencer Steer, so E5 for those of you keeping score at home.
So the ball did hit Steer's glove. I would assume it looks like a routine play that hits his glove. I think we just thought that Stott was going to get to first base anyway.
He's quick.
Would have made it pretty close.
Yeah.
It is an error, though, going down in the official scorer's book. Amditas is going to loop this one into right field. It's going to drop in front of DeMarco for a base hit. Stott will only get as far as second. Not trying to test out his arm again. And with 2 outs, Gatemen have had back-to-back base runners here in front of the man of the day, Austin Shenton.
Yeah, man of the day indeed, and he's got 2 runners on and 2 outs. See if the Gatemen can produce a little magic here. with a shortened sample size of 7 innings, the Gatemen did only strand 4 guys on the base paths today, or this afternoon. So definitely an improvement in that category.
It's up to Shenton to keep on improving that with 2 on and 2 gone. He's going to take one down the middle, a breaking pitch in there for strike 1. Shenton up to 500 on the year in the Cape League.
Is that good, Cam?
It's not bad.
Good.
It's not bad.
Good for him. Good for him.
A 344 clip for FIU this year, so the guy can hit, Enrique.
Yeah.
He can hit.
There's a lot of continued success. It's good to see.
Shenton from Bellevue, Washington, and Florida International. A well-traveled third baseman. He comes up now on the Cape for the summer of 2018. 1-1 home to him. He's going to foul that one off to the left and out of play. He's now behind in the count 1-2. So 2 outs and 2 strikes. It's a key situation for the Gatemen. In a shutdown inning for Hendrickson, they find themselves down 2-0 to Orleans. Hendrickson looks back, now comes home with the 1-2. That's going to bounce in the dirt. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Hendrickson, as well as this afternoon starter, Riley Ornito have done well to reduce what was coming in today, a torrid ERA for this Orleans pitching staff.
Shenton going to get a hold of this one as well, the deep right center. And this one is going to get down and one hop the wall. Austin Shenton just keeps on moving. 1 run is in. Amdita's going to come home to score as well. And it's Austin Shenton doing it again. 1 swing of the bat ties the game for the Gatemen in the 2nd inning.
You love to see that. He gave it an absolute ride, like you said, Cam. It just kind of kept on traveling. Wind not even blowing too hard today, so it didn't get a ton of us. Actually, the wind's not blowing at all. The flagpole is limp. And Hendrickson was rolling through 1. Like you said, it looked like another shutdown inning. As Packard was gunned down on the base paths, but Parker Phillips gave up, that flyout that he was retired on. It was a long flyout, so he was capable of giving up the long ball. And for all the strikeouts that he recorded at Barton Community College, none through 2 here today for Hendrickson. But Austin Shenton, clearly the leg or the knee not bothering him. The other parts of the lineup are coming up big.
So a meeting on the mound there, but nothing stirring just yet in the Orleans bullpen. They brought the infield in for the meeting as well. In his last 2 at-bats, Austin Shenton, just 5 RBI. Won the game, now ties the next game.
I know that's good.
Definitely not bad. Definitely not bad. Dante Baldelli fouls the first pitch back. He's got a nice contingent of fans here today from Cumberland, Rhode Island, so not too far away. Also plays his college baseball at Boston College. His brother, of course, played for the Red Sox, as he's going to foul this one off to the right and out of play. So he's quickly behind in the count 0-2. Baldelli, very limited action. In 3 games, he's only had 2 at-bats. He's 0 for 2 in this young season, mainly coming in as defensive replacement. So he takes that one up high for ball 1. Austin Shenton, fresh off the double, leading off of second. 2-2 our score here from Spillane Field in the 2nd inning. Hendrickson looking to get out of it with just a tie ball game. Here's the 1-2. Just missing knee high and on the corner for ball 2.
Heck of a pitch out of the hand of Hendrickson. Peyton the Black really nicely.
So he'll try for that once again. Maybe try to get Baldelli to bite. Here's the 2-2 down low. If there's one thing Baldelli has been good at preseason and regular season for the Gatemen in 2018, he's really worked good counts, which a lot of these guys at the bottom of the order have. We say it about he and Dom Clemente, most notably. Guys who have been struggling swinging the bat have put together some good at-bats, so they find themselves in the lineup. And Baldelli, not a good at-bat, but rather a good plate appearance as he'll go down on a base on balls down to first base. with a 2-out walk, and things keep moving for the Gatemen here in the second.
Well done on that technicality there, Cam. But yeah, I mean, we talked about it. It's like the whatever the alternative is to the commentator's curse, the broadcaster's blessing, we'll call it. But yeah, no, like you said, guys at the bottom of the lineup have done a really good job of putting together quality at-bats, whether they've been conventionally productive or not. Sometimes a quality at-bat could just be an out that took 7 or 8 pitches. You run up the pitch count, that could be considered a quality at-bat, very much so. And Dante Baldelli, like you said, statistically, not a great at-bat, but he's on base.
And he's on, and Austin Shenton is on. And it's Skylar Hunter at the plate as he fouls this one back to the chain-linked fence in front of us for a strike. So he's now down 0-2. With men leading off of first and second, 2 out here in the second, and a 2-2 ball game. Deuce is wild across the board. But now you'll have a 3 in the strike column, as that one is going to catch Hunter looking to end the inning. Gatemen get 2, and we've played 2 full. We've now got a tie ball game, 2-all here at Spillane Field on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
One of the Gatemen's favorite places for their post-game meals is Cool Cone, where you can get anything from fried clams and fried chicken to an ice cream sundae, and then top it all off with a round of mini golf. Cool Cone, located on Route 6 on the Wareham-Marion line.
At E.L. Morse Lumber, commitment to the customer shines through in every aspect of their daily operations, including their competitive prices, complete product selection, and superior customer care. Visit E.L. Morse Lumber, located on Cranberry Highway in Wareham, for service with a personal touch.
The Gateway Tavern, located on Marion Road in Wareham, offers an extensive but not exhaustive array of menu choices. They search for the finest in foods, ranging from garden fresh produce to hand-selected seafood, and have special menus that change daily. The Gateway Tavern is proud to be the official helmet of the Wareham Gatemen.
Coming out once again here in the top of the third in what is now a tie ball game at Spillane Field, 2-2 in the back end of a doubleheader between the Wareham Gatemen and the Orleans Firebirds. You're watching on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Alongside me is Henrique Demore. I'm Cameron Stewart, bringing you the second game of the day. Gatemen took game 1. Go another one of those guys.
Played his summer ball in the Northwoods League with the Mankato Moondogs. And Matt Frazier, who we saw in the lineup for Game 1 for Orleans, also a Duluth Husky of the Northwoods League. So last summer was teammates with Isaac Collins and Luke Roscom.
And the pickoff throw to check on White again will get past Phillips, and White rounds second. It's all the way to the fence on the right field foul line, and he's going to get all the way to third base.
White's a little guy, but man, can he run. He takes really long strides. Looks like D. Gordon out there. Also just really good baseball IQ to immediately recognize that, and his third base coach as well, barking 3-3-3 the whole way. Took a really good turnaround second. He was in there standing up.
Get down in time for out number 2. Sometimes up here we just got to take initiative as scorer, Enrique. I think you know that by now.
Yeah, someone who's an annoyingly meticulous bookkeeper. Initiative scares me a little bit because I don't want to put down the wrong thing, but sometimes you got to do it.
For those of you wondering, Enrique and I both use pen. That's how confident we are in our scorekeeping abilities.
Which is another reason I'm extremely apprehensive to do anything wrong.
Not that we haven't had to cross some stuff out.
Oh, no, a lot of scribbles in my book, yeah.
Like an English teacher with a novel.
Mm-hmm.
Appeal down to third. Wyatt did not go around. He had the big blast last time up, had the home run to lead off the second. Port Orleans up 1-0 at the time, now leading 3-2. This pitch misses down low, and they're not giving anything to hit for Wyatt. So now it's 3 balls and no strikes. It's a guy who didn't leave the yard too often for the Louisville Cardinals this year, just 6 homers. This one runs all the way to the backstop once again. A lot of running back there for Michael Amditas. That one's ball 4. So Wyatt, a 4-pitch walk, will get to first. And now we're going to have Jim Lawler coming out, and we'll have a trip to the mound. The pitching coach is out there to discuss strategy. You can discuss investment strategy with Joe Crespi from Merrill Lynch, who sponsors this trip to the mound. 2 outs, and a man on first now, as that's how Wyatt got there, 4-pitch walk. Aldrade will step up now, the big right-hander playing second base today. He's 0 for 1. Flew out to Dante Baldelli to deep right field following up the home run. His first time up last inning.
Aldrade from Arizona State.
Aldrade hit .293 on the year for the Sun Devils out of the Pac-12. So these guys familiar with each other. Jared Horn from Cal and Aldretti from Arizona State. This one's pounded in there for a strike.
Aldretti came into the day batting .267. 1 for 3 in this afternoon's affair with a pair of strikeouts. But given that the Orleans Firebirds came in today batting .194, have raised that team average to .213 entering this afternoon's contest, the second game. Still dead last as far as team batting average in the Northwoods League, but all I have to say, Aldretti, with that .267 clip coming into game one, was actually tied for the best in the team with Jax Groshans.
He's even the count here as he takes that pitch down low and in. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, man on first for the Firebirds. Pitch is going to be roped towards center, and it is going to bounce in front of Skylar Hunter for a base hit. So with 2 outs, a walk, now a single, and there's 2 men on for the Firebirds. We saw the Gatemen rally with 2 outs last inning. Orleans looking to do the same here in the third. Yeah, 2-out walk might end up being a little more costly than maybe Jared Horn might appreciate. Final line on McKinley Moore. We didn't really give you the exact the nitty-gritty on those numbers. Inning in 2/3, 2 earned runs, 3 hits, no walks, and a strikeout. Jared Horn trying to hold down the fort here and keep the Gatemen within striking distance, trying to go for a sweep this afternoon. Gatemen walk-off winners last time, 4-3. A 3-run 7th inning, Austin Shenton playing hero this afternoon. It's Phil Clark who will now step in. Catcher for Orleans will take a ball up high for ball 1. It's the only time the Firebirds will come to Spillane this year. The furthest distance between 2 teams on the Cape, Wareham to Orleans. They do a doubleheader. Gatemen have to go down to Orleans twice, though. This one's going to be fouled off, evens the count at 1-1. Orleans in dead last in the Eastern Division standings. Game and a half out of first, though, as that East Division is a bit of a log jam. Harwich at 3-3, Chatham 2-2, YD and Brewster both at 2-3, and Orleans at 1-4. 1-1 home is going to be fouled off to the left, giving Chase's Packard, but it will fall aimlessly out of play. Count now at a ball and 2 strikes to the Orleans catcher. And Orleans, although they are a game and a half out of first, what matters is how many points you are out of first, as that's how the playoff seeds are determined. It's similar to hockey, where ties are given a point, losses are given 0, but wins are given 2. So Gatemen with a league best 10 points, sit atop the West Division standings. Fastball runs up high there from Horn and outstretched by Michael Lamditas to keep that from going to the backstop once again. A little bit out of his crouch as well. Count evens at 2-2. 2 men on, 2 men gone here for Phil Clark. Horns 2-2 home. Roped right at first base on a hop. Parker Phillips will take it 3 unassisted. 2.5 done. Orleans gets one back to take the lead back. 3-2 over the Gatemen here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Hello everyone, I'm Ian Becerra, the beat writer for the Gatemen, and now it's time for your Cape Cod League update. First off today, we had YD losing in a walk-off to Katuitt 5-4. Brewster lost to Hyannis 4-3. Hyannis came back and won on a walk-off in 8 innings. Harwich today won 8-0 as they blanked the Falmouth Commodores. Chatham today also won by a score of 7-2. And then as for the second games in the doubleheader, in YD, Katuitt is winning 4-3 in the 5th inning. Hyannis is up 4-0 in the 2nd inning. Harwich is up 2-1 in the 5th, and Chatham and Bourne have just started, and they're in the 2nd inning of their game. That's our Cape Cod League update. Back to you guys in the booth.
Thank you, Ian. Impeccable job once again. As you hear the scores around the Cape League, ours right now is 3-2 in favor of the Firebirds here at Spillane.
And how about those Harwich Mariners? 8-0 against the Commodores. They came in today with the worst, even after the 2-0 victory over Wareham, with the worst run differential in the entire Cape Cod League. Did themselves some favors there. And Falmouth no slouches either. 8-0. What a dub for the Harwich Mariners.
And a big win last night for Falmouth. I believe the same score, 8-0. The Commodores won last night after a heartbreaker. Lost to the Gatemen on Friday. Oliver Dunn steps in and takes a pitch on the outside corner for a called strike from Josh Hendrickson. We'll drop that one down low past Clark, behind the plate into the backstop for ball one. It's a tough last inning for Hendrickson. Gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, but did leave 2 stranded to keep it at a 2-2 ball game at the time. This one's going to be grounded. Aldrete will go over, and we'll got it over to first for out number 1 of the inning.
The designated hitter, number 16,
Andrew 3 walk-offs through 5 games today. 5 of 10 have ended in walk-off fashion. Katuit over YD, Hannes over Brewster, and of course Wareham over Orleans this afternoon.
Exciting days around the Cape League. One of these doubleheader Sundays where everyone today is playing a doubleheader. Andrew Vaughn going to foul this pitch off to the right. Visibly frustrated is the designated hitter Vaughn, who has been not on his game the last 2 or 3 games, dating back to that go-ahead home run in Falmouth on Friday night. And he's working very quickly back into the box. Then again, so is Hendrickson. And the quicker he works, the quicker he goes down. Right now, it's just been that kind of day for Andrew Vaughn. 3 pitches, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. He's down swinging for out number 2.
That's tough. The high strikeouts, I think, are a concern for Andrew Vaughn. But more than that, did you see where that pitch was that he chased? That was shoulder level, about 5 inches off the plate. That was not a great from Vaughn. He's not seeing the ball well lately.
And for such a good hitter like Vaughn, you expect him to keep that confidence and wait for his pitch, still be selective. But as you said, that pitch high and out of the zone, that just looks to me as someone who's not confident right now.
Yeah.
So we'll see if Vaughn can correct that before he leaves for his Team USA duties. Another guy who's had a bit of a tough day at the plate, Bryant Packard. Swings and misses at a couple, goes down 0-2. So for Vaughn, since that 3-run homer to give them the lead on Friday night, 0 for 10 in the stretch since. Thank you to Ian Becerra for that one. He's always on top of it, our beat writer. Packard going to follow this one straight back right in front of us.
That scared me. I'm not going to
lie. If this was the other night when the glass panel fell,
that might have been a different story.
Would have been in some trouble.
Yeah, that would have been really ugly. But the plexiglass freshly zip-tied to the cutout, the chain link fence in front of us.
Luckily, our president, fearless leader, Tom Gay, was up here today fixing it up, putting it in there. And Packard's going to swing and miss. The tag is going to complete the strikeout. So that'll end a quick 3rd inning, 3 up, 3 down for the Gatemen. It's 3-2 Firebirds as we head to the 4th here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Since 1981, the Northeast Maritime Institute has been one of the forerunners in private maritime education and training in the United States and around the globe. They have been recognized by the International Maritime Organization as well as the U.S. Coast Guard for their top-quality maritime education, facilities, faculty, and staff. Northeast Maritime Institute, America's premier 2-year maritime college. The Gateway Tavern, located on Marion Road in Wareham, offers an extensive but not exhaustive array of menu choices. They search for the finest in foods, ranging from garden fresh produce to hand-selected seafood, and have special menus that change daily. The Gateway Tavern is proud to be the official helmet of the Wareham Gatemen.
The Bay Point Golf Club offers a unique collection of 18 championship golf holes, a beautiful banquet facility, and a club host that has a fully stocked pro shop. The Bay Point Grill is a perfect place to grab a meal or watch a game. The course is located off of Onset Avenue in Buzzards Bay. The Gatemen thank you for your support.
Still Jared Horn here as we head to the 4th inning, who is on the bump for the Gatemen. He had Wareham trailing 3-2 to Orleans in the header. an afternoon, early evening doubleheader, I suppose you could call it. First game ended at about 5:45. So the next one starting 6:15. This one going to run outside to the leadoff man in this inning, Spencer Steer, who singled his first time up.
Any stretch of the imagination, but it was to the perfect spot. Dunn had no real shot at it. Phillips got over. And Horn with some heads up defense. Steer runs pretty quick, so the fact that he was over there was just a byproduct of him paying attention. Not necessarily his speed, but you'll take it.
So James Free, the designated hitter, comes up now. Double and an RBI today. And that came back in the second. That scored Steer. It's ahead of the count, a ball and no strikes. And he's going to rope this one down the right field line. It's going to be the second hit of the day and probably the second double of the day for James Free, as Baldelli bobbles it and will get the throw in, but it is another stand-up double for James Free. He's 2 for 2.
Yeah, the sophomore from the University of Pacific, representing really well. One in the second inning was of the RBI variety. Gave the Firebirds what was then a 2-0 lead.
He's trying to extend it here as Ricky Martinez will come up with Free in scoring position and only one man out in their half of the fourth. Again, 7-inning games today on the doubleheader. Horn looks home. First offering to him is going to be under the outstretched glove of the diving Parker Phillips. They're going to hold up Free at third. And Ricky Martinez will be on with a single to the right side, and there will be runners at the corners with still only one man out here in the Orleans fourth.
And for a team that came in it today hitting 193, you could have fooled me. Hitting the ball all over the place. That is now the, I can do math, 7th hit of the day for Orleans through, like you said, through almost just 4 innings. I was more impressive about Free's doubles. I'm looking back at my scorebook. He hit the first one to left and the second one to right to hit with power to both sides of the field. Really, really impressive for the number 8 hitter. Probably going to see him move up in the lineup in the future here for Orleans.
You would think with the way he's swinging the bat today, Horn going to throw over on a pickoff attempt on Martinez, nothing doing. You ought to be careful throwing over there. It was an error by Horn trying to pick off Brandon White that got him all the way to third, and he was able to score. And this time, White's going to lift it to center. Coming in is Hunter. It's going to drop ahead of him, and a run is going to score. Free was holding up at third base, thought maybe Dunn, the second baseman, would get out there and get it. But instead, it drops in for an RBI single for Brandon White.
Honestly, I thought Dunn might have had a chance at that one, or maybe Hunter, the way he was scurrying in. But that one's tough. Maybe not fantastic communication. Maybe Dunn had a better shot at that, but Stott in a perfect world goes screaming at Dunn, get out of my way, and Dunn loops back around Stott. If Stott tries, or Stott, I don't know why I keep saying Stott. Hunter, Skylar Hunter, different S name, my apologies. If Hunter comes screaming in, he says, get out of my way. He lays out, and Dunn goes to back him up, but that doesn't go well.
A run scored on it. It looked like the way Free was he was intending to tag. He got a very slow break getting home. It looked like Hunter may have actually had a play on him at the plate. I don't know if it's worth the risk for the Gatemen. But nonetheless, that runs in. It's 4-2 Orleans. It's 0-1 the count to DeMarco, the right fielder. with 1 out. Runners at first and second. Looping breaking ball from Horn will miss. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. Pat DeMarco, whose dad played baseball at St. John's, played 62 games for the Vanderbilt Commodores this year, hitting .277, 11 homers down in Nashville. And he's going to knock this one into right field. It'll drop in front of Dante Baldelli. Station to station, everyone moves up a base as the throw back to Amditas is a good one. But with 1 out still, the Firebirds now have the bases loaded and threatening to break this game open.
And this is not the guy you want up if you're a Wareham Gatemen supporter. Jax Groshans, despite having a little bit of a slow start to the series today, he's 0 for 2. Did go 1 for 3 in the first game of this contest, but he is a talented hitter. Batted about .270 after everything was said and done for the Mankato Moondogs, the Northwoods League last year, another wood bat league in the Midwest.
Takes this pitch inside Amditas, blocks it and keeps it in front of him, so everyone's staying put.
But Groshans here with a golden opportunity. His team's ahead by 2. Could start padding this lead. Bases loaded, 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning.
Horn comes home with it. That one going to run outside, so the bases loaded. Groshans now has a great hitter's count here. 2 balls, no strikes for a guy who did knock in 43 for the Jayhawks this year. 4 hits in the inning for Orleans. Only pushed 1 run across home, though, as this one is going to dip in there for a called strike. 2 balls and a strike to Groshans. Ask where that pitch was, right on the corner on the outside at the knees.
Yeah, really well located from Horn.
See if he goes back to that spot. 2-1 with 1 out. Here it is. Inside corner, and he froze Groshans there. A nice pitch from Horn for a called strike 2.
That was nasty. That was one of the best pitches I've seen out of Horn's hand all season. Thing dropped almost 9 inches. That was a beautiful pitch. It buckled his knees. It was a really good pitch.
Groshans stunned at the plate right now, but has to battle back. Was 2-0, now 2-2. 1 out and the bases loaded. Another great pitch on the inside corner has Groshans all kinds of off balance, and he swings and misses for strike 3. 2 gone in the 4th.
And that strikeout is always brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard. And he was all kinds of off balance and all kinds of frustrated. Slammed the bat down on home plate. Like you said, to be up 2-0 with a golden opportunity like that, I can see why he's frustrated. Put it that way.
So he goes down by way of the K, and if Groshans wasn't the guy you wanted up with the bases loaded, this guy maybe more so. Logan Wyatt, the big, tall first baseman from Louisville, has already homered today. He fouls this one off to the right for strike 1. Another home run here would really put some holes in the Gatemen sails in the second game of this doubleheader. Bases are loaded, 2 out here in the 4th inning, 4-2 our score. It's Orleans in the lead. Horn home, another great breaking pitch that catches the outside corner for a called strike. Enrique's really starting to deal that here in the 4th inning.
Yeah, and he's got to lean into it because he's left a couple pitches up in the zone that haven't bit as much as that. But if they're biting as much as they are, he can put that almost anywhere.
See if he can come home with it. A big pitch upcoming here, 0-2. With 2 out and men leading off of each base. This one is going to hang up, and it's going to be knocked all the way to the wall in right field. Wyatt will trot into second, throw home to try and clear the bases. Waiting for him is Amditas, and he will be tagged out. 2 more runs come in on the Logan Wyatt double, though, and things are starting to get hairy for the Gatemen as we head to the bottom of the 4th. 6-2 Firebirds here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Attention, please.
Ready to go here in the bottom of the 4th inning. It is going to be 5, 6, and 7 upcoming for the Gatemen, starting with Parker Phillips. After a 3-run, 5-hit outburst by the Firebirds in the top half of this inning, it's now 6-2 Orleans ahead of Wareham.
Firebirds are angry. They did not appreciate the 3-run outburst by Wareham in the bottom of the 7th to take game 1. They've come out swinging.
Phillips coming out swinging here as this one is going to eat up the third baseman, Steer, as he didn't have to move. It was so hard hit, but he goes to the backhand and is unable to glove it. And Phillips will get on to first. I think we're going to wait this time, see if it's a hit or an error.
That was really tough because
tough one.
I don't know if it was the spin on the ball it had initially or the spin it took off the lip, but that did take a funky hop on its way to the glove, into the glove of Spencer Steer. So, you know, in a perfect world, is that play made? Yes, but that was a really difficult play to make.
So he's on first, though, nonetheless. Bryson Stott will come up and ahead of the count. A ball and no strikes for the Gatemen shortstop. Looping breaking pitch that both Hendrickson and Clark really wanted. A couple close pitches have missed to Stott. Count at 2 balls and no strikes.
They are going to rule that a single off the bat of Parker Phillips.
So it is confirmed. Single for Parker Phillips. It's just the 3rd hit of the game for the Gatemen. Stott is behind in the count 2-1. Outside corner called strike 2. Two home, going to bounce in the dirt. It's going to get away from Clark, and down to second is Phillips with a big turn. He'll stay there. And with nobody out after the 3-run outburst, Gatemen have their leadoff man in scoring position.
They have an ability to answer back, and they've got ability to score runs in bunches. And Phillips was right to take that hard turn around second because Clark, he had no idea where that ball was initially. With a better jump, he might have been into third, but you'll take it any way you can get it at this point.
Count now full to Bryson Stott. Swing and a miss on an elevated pitch just above the belt level. And there is one out here via the strikeout.
The catcher, number 11, Michael Amditas from Miami.
Michael Amditas will step in now. Catcher today. He is 1 for 1. He singled back in the 2nd inning. Comes in with a man at scoring position and just 1 out. First pitch up and away, taken for ball 1. Amditas had an injury-riddled season at the University of Miami. Just 21 games for him, but did have 14 RBI in that span. (1-0). Fouled up and out of play behind the Gatemen dugout, so count even at a ball and a strike. Hendrickson looks in, 1-1 home is going to be fouled straight back. Make the count 1-2. No action in the Firebirds bullpen. We see some tossing going on in the Gatemen bullpen. Not able to see who it is from our press box behind the right field fence. Amditas going to wait on this pitch, but going to send it out to center field. It's White getting under it. Phillips back to tag and was heading towards third, but a good throw in is going to send the first baseman back to second, and now 2 out in the inning.
Just like that, Stott and Amditas not able to capitalize on Parker Phillips getting himself to second pretty effortlessly. 2 down, it's going to be up to Austin Shenton. Now, you like the chances here. He's been swinging the hottest bat on this Gatemen lineup by every stretch of the imagination, but even he can only do so much. Batting .529 right now. My goodness.
.529 and 5 RBI in his last 2 at-bats.
Wow.
Just today. This one going to clip the inside corner. Shenton not liking that call, but it is a called strike to make it 1-0. Phillips at second, 2 out. In a 6-2 game, Orleans out ahead here in the fourth. 0-1 is going to be fouled off to the left and out of play. Count now goes to 0-2.
With those 5 RBIs, he ties Andrew Vaughn for the team lead in RBIs. But absolutely massacring the average category. That's good for best in the Cape League.
This one going to ride up high to the hot-hitting Shenton. Count now goes to 1-2.
Given how well Shenton has been swinging the bat, I think Hendrickson knows that. So on 0-2, a high inside fastball, that is about as appetizing as a pitch as you could give a hot hitter. But good on Shenton to lay off it.
1-2 home. Going to get away from Clark and down towards the Orleans dugout, and moving up 90 feet is Parker Phillips. He will be in at third with 2 outs here in the inning.
Pitch number 65 on the day coming in from Hendrickson.
Two home. This one going to be knifed to the shortstop. Sitting back on it, throw's going to come off the bag. They can't tag Shenton, and Phillips is going to score another RBI for Austin Shenton, who is now trotting down to second, and he will get there safely. Austin Shenton, have a day. 6 RBIs his last 3 times up. 6-3 now our score. Orleans still ahead.
My goodness, and now with 8 RBIs, that is good for most on the team. 6 RBIs in his last 3 at-bats. My goodness, and we'll see how they score that. I think that'll be an error on on Ricky Martinez there at short. He had more than enough time to field that one. It was going to take a good throw, but that was a play he should have made.
Certainly looked like it. Not pretty confident in calling that one an error. But Shenton down at second base, no matter how you score it. Dante Baldelli will swing at the first offering and foul it off to the right and out of play. He's down 0-1. Fourth inning of 7 today, 6-3. Gatemen are cutting into the lead. This one down low for a ball. Count now runs to a ball and a strike.
Yeah, you can never count out these Gatemen, though.
Sure can't. Come from behind win in Falmouth on Friday. A 3-run ninth on the Austin Shenton homer earlier today to give them a 4-3 win again. That's how you get to the top of the Cape League standings at 5-1. Two and 1 is the count to Dante Baldelli, the right fielder from Boston College. He's going to bounce this one on the ground to third. It's Steer moving back a couple steps. Long throw across the diamond will be in time. 4 done at Spillane. 6-3 now our score. The Gatemen cutting into the lead here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
The Beach House Grill at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa is the perfect spot for a seaside lunch or evening clam bake. A proud member of leading hotels of the world.
Whatever your goals may be, Joe Crespi and the Merrill Lynch of Taunton will work with you to develop a customized financial strategy designed to help you pursue what's important to you. Managing your wealth and listening to you is their top priority.
At the intersection of Route 195 and 28, Wareham Crossing, home of Lowe's, Target, and Red Robin, is the sponsor of the Gatemen Intern Program. They help to provide a world-class internship experience in broadcasting, marketing, sports management, and baseball operations. Check out Wareham Crossing's schedule for this year's Summer Movie Night Series.
Back here at Spillane, you're watching Gatemen Baseball here on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Alongside me is Henrique Demore. I'm Cameron Stewart. We've got a new man on the mound for Wareham, and this pitching change is brought to you by the Bay Point Country Club, Onset's 18-hole championship golf course. With a driving range open 7 days a week and senior discounts offered every day and always welcome to the public. So get to the point. It's one of the newest Gatemen who makes his first trip to the mound. It's Cade Cavalli out of the University of Oklahoma, a guy who saw action this year both in the field and as a pitcher for the Sooners. But the rumor all year long was that he was going to be made into the Friday night starter for 2019 down at OU. So looks like he'll have a lot of time on the mound here in the Cape League.
And in a power conference like the Big 12, there's a power conference among the Power 5 conferences. That is that's nothing to sniff at. 6'5", 220. Just finished up his freshman year, like you said, with the Sooners, and actually listed on the Gatemen roster as an infielder. So while a pitcher is technically an infielder, we all know that's not what that means. Like you said, he's a multi-tool guy. But if you're on track to be the Friday night starter at Oklahoma, that's the track you take, in my opinion.
Yeah, and he did play 50 games as a position player for the Sooners this year. Hit only .208, but 6 homers and 28 RBI as a freshman from Bixby, Oklahoma. Definitely has some Sooner ties. His dad, Brian Cavalli, also played for OU in 1990 before being a catcher in the Angels system. So he's got baseball in his blood. Certainly a lot of Oklahoma Sooner red in there as well. But right now he makes his first appearance as a Wareham Gateman. His team is down 6-3 to the Orleans Firebirds. Here as we go to the top of the 5th inning. First pitch going to be grooved in there for a strike. Carter Aldrete now up at the plate. Going to take a swing and a miss at that one, so Cavalli ahead now 0-2. This pitch going to run down low for a ball. Now the count at 1-2. To Aldrete from Arizona State, who coming into today was 4 for 15. 2 doubles on the Cape League season, 3 RBI as well. Going to take a mighty cut and a miss here in the dirt. Amditas will have to throw down to first. And that completes the strikeout, which is brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Safaris, and Bullard, the official strikeout sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen.
Third strikeout of the day for Gatemen pitching. That one a particularly nasty one. Made Aldrete look silly, as you alluded to there, Cam. That was a pitch in the dirt, really, really well located. Started at his knees, fell off the table at the last second. Impressed with Cavalli so far. Did you see him in the preseason, did you say? Or
you did not see. He just came in. He just joined the team this past Friday as the Oklahoma season ran through the regionals, so he had some time off before getting things started. But I'd say that's a pretty impressive start to your Cape League career.
Yeah.
A nice-looking strikeout. He's ahead 0-1 now. To the second hitter he faces now 0-2. Ahead of Clark, the catcher. Phil Clark, who is 0 for 2 today. Flew out to center in the second. Grounded out to the first baseman, Parker Phillips, in the third. Wastes this one off to the left and out of play, so the count stays at 0-2.
Not giving him much to hit inside part of the play. Let's see what he does here.
Stays outside as that pitch runs too far outside. Amditas having to reach out and catch ball number 1. 1-2 home. This one going to fly outside once again. It's the count even at 2-2. Cavalli looks in. No one on here with 1 out. And this one's going to get all the way to the backstop behind Amditas on a ball that ran inside. And now the count runs full to Clark, 3-2. Cavalli's full count offering is going to be spoiled behind home plate. Clark staying in there at 3-2.
Cut him down to a knee, almost Adrian Beltre-esque.
Doing all he can to protect the plate here against Cade Cavalli, who, as you said, went nasty on that last 2-strike situation.
Truly.
Able to get the strikeout, so protecting that bottom part. This one stays up, but it's fouled off once again. So a real battle going on between Clark and Cade Cavalli. couple of blue blood programs, Clark from Vanderbilt, Cavalli from Oklahoma. Three-two, down in the dirt, swung on and missed once again, and a throw down to first will complete the second strikeout of the inning. Of course, brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Safaris, and Bullard, the official strikeout sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen. A little deja vu, wasn't it, Henrique?
Been impressed with Cavalli so far, yeah, like you said. Back-to-back, almost identical strikeouts. He said that breaking ball is a put-out pitch working early here. I'll see if Spencer Steer has had himself an okay day. 1 for 2, runs scored, singled in the second. See if he can adapt.
He's going to take one about belt high for a called strike from Cavalli. He was not supposed to be the only Oklahoma Sooner on the team this year. Left-hander Levi Prater was invited but was hurt in the regionals. So he will take the summer to recover. And Cavalli comes up alone. Count even at 1-1 here to Steer. Run inside. Now Steer ahead of the count, 2-1. He's 1 for 2 today. He singled back in the second. Grounded out to first base in the fourth. 2-1 home. High fastball, big cut and a miss there. A loud pop from Amditas' glove. Cavalli bringing it on that pitch. Even the count at 2-2. Another fastball, but this one going to run up high into the backstop as Amditas does not chase it with no one on base. Count now full, 3-2. 2 out, no one aboard here in the 5th inning. Here's the offering. This one's going to be fouled off to the left. Count stays full. And with nobody on base here, but with Free on deck, let's see if Cavalli wants to go down low again. Dropped a pretty good looking pitch, look about belt high, and froze the hitter Steer, but instead it's ball 4, and he is able to reach with a 2-out walk ahead of Free.
And for Cavalli, you're okay with that. It was a very well located pitch. I'm not entirely sure where that missed, but the Gatemen, or the Firebirds, I should say, after getting hosed on back-to-back at-bats, pickoff attempt is made, nothing doing though. Have a man at first with 2 outs. Here comes James Free, and this is just unlucky, given the way he's swinging the bat.
2 for 2 today, couple of doubles, an RBI, run scored. He's done it all today as he lifts this one foul down the left field line, out of play. And it seemed like almost a perfect pitch from Cavalli on that full count. So I was about to say, didn't necessarily want to walk a guy. Usually with the bases loaded, you can get pretty, or excuse me, the bases empty, you can get pretty nasty there. But when you've got a guy like Free behind him, it's not something you dare do. He thought he had strike 3. Instead, he deals with Free on an 0-1. Fouled back towards the Gatemen dugout. So now Cavalli ahead of the count, 0-2. Steer leads off of first. Cavalli comes to the belt, but will throw over. No tag applied here. Just trying to keep the third baseman from Oregon honest over there at first. Now here's the 0-2. Free's going to hit it to center. Ranging back is Hunter towards the wall, and over the shoulder catch will be made. And that is it for the top of the 5th. 6-3 our score here on the Gatemen Baseball Network. And we're going to toss it down to our sideline reporter, Mary Orr.
Start the bottom half of the 5th inning. Back to you guys in the booth for more.
Thank you, Mary. We are here in the 5th inning.
We are pleased to announce
it is 6-3 the score. Still the Gatemen trailing the Orleans Firebirds.
We just had the t-shirt toss here, sponsored by Soft as a Grape, with stores all across the Cape, in Newport, Rhode Island, and Celebration, Florida, or on softasagrape.com. My girlfriend came up to visit at the beginning of the year, and she walked away with a sweatshirt that she bought from the souvenir shop down below us, but also walked away with a t-shirt from the t-shirt toss. So fun for everyone. She got a souvenir in her few days here on the Cape.
And we know the guys from Soft as a Grape, great people, with some great products as well. We do have a pitching change here at Spillane. Isaiah Kearns is coming in for the Firebirds out of West Virginia University, like his teammate here, Brandon White, from Lewiston, Pennsylvania. He's appeared in a game, and he's gotten a win with an ERA of 0 against Yarmouth Dennis. Back on June 14th, the Firebirds were able to come away with the win 5-4. He pitched 2 innings, allowed 3 hits, and 1 run, but it was not earned, so that keeps that 0 ERA, and struck out 4 batters in those 2 innings. So a good start for Isaiah Kearns on this Cape League season. And for the Gatemen, who trail 6-3 here, they'll be the top of the order. Skylar Hunter, Oliver Dunn, and Andrew Vaughn expected in the bottom of the 5th inning. Game 2 of a doubleheader here on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Wareham took game 1, 4-3 in walk-off fashion. Playing a couple 7-inning games here on Father's Day. Gatemen at 5-1 on the season. Harwich at, Orleans at 1-4. First offering to the leadoff man, Skylar Hunter. He takes this one up and in for ball 1.
Isaiah Kearns actually got a plate appearance 2 days ago in the 7-1 loss to Bourne. So that one's lifted foul. 1 for 1 with a strikeout, but like you said, when you chuck the ball as well as he does, he'll find a spot in the lineup and consistently appearing in the stat sheet.
Swing and a miss there to even the count at 1-1. This time he's going to lift it to right field, and it's pushing Brandon White all the way back. Couple steps in front of the wall will make the over-the-shoulder catch for out number 1 here in the 5th.
Final line on starter Josh Hendrickson. Pretty good day for him. 4 innings of work, gave up 3 runs. None of them earned, though. 4 hits, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. Like I said, the University of San Diego Toreros will be glad with what they've got coming their way this fall from Barton Junior College.
Certainly was shining today. Good start, as you mentioned, for the Firebirds. Kept them in this game and then some. It's been the offense that's been the story for Orleans today. 6 runs already as Dunn takes that pitch on the inside corner for a ball. Count even at a ball and a strike. This one on the inside corner, called strike, so now it's Kearns ahead of the count 1-2. This one gonna ramp up high to Dunn. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out here in the 5th. No one on base for the Gatemen, who were trailing 3. He's going to lift this one to right field. And it's pushing the man back there. That was DeMarco in right, but he backs up and makes the play. So a couple of long fly ball outs for the first 2 hitters of the inning. Nonetheless, there are 2 outs with no one on. Unfortunately for the Gatemen, a familiar situation this season for Andrew Vaughn.
2 outs, bases empty. Yeah, it sounds like a broken record. Now, that was a situation that Vaughn found himself a lot in, more so in the early goings of the season when he was swinging the bat better, but he waves right through that 1-0-1. But a couple long fly ball outs usually bode well for the kind of contact that any opposing pitcher is giving up, and Isaiah Kearns has given up a pair of those to start things off.
He thought he checked the swing there, but it's the home plate umpire saying he went around. Count now, no balls and 2 strikes to the struggling Vaughn. 0-2 home. This one going to be ripped out to deep left center field. White going back and looking up, and this one is gone. Andrew Vaughn breaks out of that 0 for 10 with a missile home run to left center field to further cut into that Orleans lead. It's now 6-4 Firebirds here in the 5th.
I want to thank Andrew Vaughn for making me look like a genius on the air. But a pair of long fly ball outs, and he roped that one. I was concerned because the first 2 swings he took were not pretty to go down 0-2 like that. But also on Kearns' part, you cannot leave a fastball that juicy looking on 0-2. Not to Andrew Vaughn. I don't care how much he's struggling. Any hitter worth his weight in salt is going to jump all over that, and he did just that. 6-4. Still in favor of the Firebirds, but things are looking up for Vaughn.
Vaughn's certainly worth that salt, as you say. A shot on 0-2. And with that home run, another scholarship to the Gatemen Youth Clinic is donated by Eastern Propane and Oil, the official home run sponsor of the Gatemen. After that, it's now Bryant Packard who's going down 0-2. He's 1 for 2 today. 0-2 home to him, swung on and missed. The tag applied, and a slam of the bat from Bryant Packard as he goes down swinging. We're through 6 full here at Spillane. On to the 7th and final inning today. It's still 6-4 Orleans here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Since 1950,
folks, stop by the
Learning at Curry College. Clobbered high and deep.
One of the Gatemen's
To the 7th inning we go. Excuse me, the 6th inning we go. Cade Cavalli still on the mound for Wareham. He looked impressive in his first inning of work on the season. 2 strikeouts. And walked a man, but left him stranded. He's got the bottom of the order 9, then 1-2. It's Ricky Martinez, the shortstop, who will stand in. The future Tennessee Volunteer from Pflugerville, Texas.
What a name. What a fantastic, fantastic town name.
Just outside of the beautiful capital of Austin. Takes the first pitch inside, calling for a strike. Tricky silent P at the beginning of it, Pflugerville. One of those nice suburbs down in South Texas. Big swing and a miss from the man from Pflugerville. He's down, no balls and 2 strikes. It's 1 for 2 today. He singled back in the 4th. Waste pitch here. It eats up Amditas and is well outside for ball 1. Cavalli looking in. Time is going to be called here. Cavalli started to work a little more methodically for that pitch. Here he comes home with a 1-2. Rocketed past the outstretched glove of Austin Shenton. And after a big turn at first, it's a leadoff single for the Firebirds. And it's Ricky Martinez, the man who delivers his 2nd hit of the day.
Yeah, Mr. Martinez has been cooking. 1 for 3 on the day. After his counterpart at the shortstop position, Salgazzo, who played in Game 1, went 3 for 3 with 3 singles. It's that 9-hole doing work for Orleans.
That flips things up to the top of the order in Brandon White, who also has a couple of singles and a run scored today. Pickoff throw after the bunt attempt is going to be close, but Martinez is back in there at first base.
Really heads up from Anditas, and that was an absolute missile. If that throw was a little more on target, might have gotten him, as Phillips had to kind of swing it around a little bit. It came on the right side of the bag.
1-0 here. Bunt attempt again. This one going to be on the outside corner, though, for a called strike. Evens the count at 1-1. Enrique, how do you feel about this? Brandon White, who has looked pretty good at the plate today, 2 singles in a sacrifice situation here, up 2 runs.
Yeah, and I think that's what they're anticipating as you see Austin Shenton darn near down White's throat down the third base line. He's playing about 5 feet from the line, but about 10 feet inside the cutout. And White has been good in in these situations. He's 2 for 3 with a pair of singles, 2 runs scored. He can run. He's been showing bunts every single time. We'll see what he does with 1-2 after he fouled that one off. But in theory, I really like it. If you're an Orleans supporter, anyway, seems a little too good to be true for Wareham. Orleans low key. They got some weapons in their offense.
Sure do. Have put it together today with 6 runs. This is a swinging bunt, but it's actually off of himself. So that's a foul ball after Shenton collects it.
Might have caught a break there. That would have done the job exactly. As on his way well to second was Ricky Martinez. By the time Shenton picked it up, he was about a step away from the bag.
So he hangs in there. 1-2 is the count. Cade Cavalli of Oklahoma pitching to Brandon White of West Virginia. All Big 12 matchup here. Breaking pitch. It's going to be fouled off. A late swing there by White. Fouls it straight back. So we stay at 1-2.
That was a nasty breaking ball. Started at White's eyes. Dropped down about shoulder level. He swung right over it.
See if he goes to it again. 1-2, he does, but this time White's going to lay it off. Big 12-6 break there, it looked like.
Yeah.
And into the dirt.
That was really nasty, except, yeah, he just threw it about a foot lower. Same pitch, more or less the same outcome pitch-wise. But now he's got to clutch up here, a 2-2 count.
Here is the 2-2. A little nasty again, but off the outside corner. So now from 0-2 to 3-2, we play with a full count. Pickoff throw. It's not going to be nearly in time to get Martinez from Cavalli.
And Cavalli really rifles it over there. His feet are decently quick, too. But Cavalli, over at first, Martinez, not with a huge lead, is able to get back pretty easily.
Cavalli will throw over again, this time a little closer as they get that tag right on the back. But diving back in safely is Martinez once again. Nobody out. He leads off of first. Cavalli dealing with Brandon White. And his full count offering. Misses off the outside corner, so it's ball 4. Ill-advised throw from Anditas. And Dunn able to save that from going into center field and probably pushing Martinez up to third.
Now Orleans threatening yet again with no outs. Cavalli looked so dominant in inning number 1, especially starting off with back-to-back strikeouts. Now in a little bit of a sticky situation. No outs, 2 on. The double play is available. Anditas has yet to have anyone put one on the ground, really.
See if Pat DeMarco will be the guy to do it. The right fielder steps in, showing bunt. And will bunt it down the first base line, but foul. Parker Phillips charging in on it, but in fair territory, so unable to get to it. So now with 2 men on base for the Firebirds. Corner infielders are in on the grass. Shenton at third, Phillips at first. Takes away the bunt, and it's going to work out beautifully for Orleans as this pitch is high and away and past Amditas, and both runners will advance.
Yeah, just as good as a bunt, and you don't waste the AB. Now DeMarco here with an opportunity to, with a base knock, give Orleans that lead right back.
Some action going on down in the Wareham bullpen. As Cavalli starting to labor here. Amditas out to talk to him. It's only just a little bit of stirring, just guys walking around in Orleans' bullpen, so doesn't look like there's going to be a move made there anytime soon.
We got faith in Isaiah Kearns.
Did give up the home run to Andrew Vaughn last inning to get us where we are now at 6-4 in favor of the Firebirds. Cavalli's pitch is roped up the middle, base hit. That score is going to change as Martinez will come in and another run in as White stands at third. It is now 7-4 Orleans here in the 6th inning with still nobody out.
He hit it hard enough and Hunter came screaming in on the ball. So it left White at third but still got runners at the corners and still no one out.
So another meeting at the mound for Amditas. And we'll see if Jim Lawler is going to come out here. If nothing else, to kill some time.
Yeah.
He's consulting it with his dugout. Right now, it's just going to be Amditas and Cavalli. So now it's Jax Groshans, the left fielder in this game, caught the first game. And now Jim Lawler will come out for a visit. Pitching coach is out to the mound to discuss strategy, and you can discuss investment strategy with Joe Crespi from Merrill Lynch, who sponsors this trip to the mound. So 7-4 is our score here on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Alongside me is Henrique DeMora. I'm Cameron Stewart. 6th inning here at Spillane. Nobody out. Runners at the corners as the Firebirds look to add on. And it looks like we are going to have a pitching change here from Wareham. We're going to give you the new pitcher after these commercial messages.
Located along the
Established in 1877, TM Riders, a family-run insurance agency located in downtown Middleborough, Massachusetts. TM Riders' goal is to find the best coverage at a fair rate for their customers, but they really value giving the best service they can provide. Visit the office on Thatcher's Row if you would like P&C insurance information, quotes, and policies.
Still the top of the 6th here at Spillane Field. 7-4 is our new score. We do have a pitching change here for the Gatemen, which is brought to you by the Bay Point Club, Onset's 18-hole championship golf course. With a driving range open 7 days a week and senior discounts offered every day and always welcome to the public. So get to the point. For the Gatemen, it's going to be Ryan Stoudemire from Charleston Southern, who will come on to relieve Cade Cavalli in his first outing as a member of the Gatemen. His team trailing by 3 runs here.
Cavalli, an inning of work, gave up 2 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts as well, but that earned run tally could climb if Stoudemire doesn't shut down the runners at the corners. Both of those are his responsibility. Pat DeMarco sits at first, Brandon White at third, and here comes Jax Groshans. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout.
And he will face the junior from Pomaria, South Carolina, whose mom has come up for the trip this weekend. Saw her in Harwich yesterday. She's at Spillane today, now gets a chance to see her son pitch. Check on the runner at first. DeMarco is sliding back safely. It's just 1-7 this year at Charleston Southern with an ERA nearly 6.69. Did have 40 strikeouts and 35 innings of work. Puts that pitch into the bucket, 0-1 after a called strike to Jax Groshans. Groshans 0 for 3 today. Tough day at the plate for him. Still a feared guy batting third. And a leaping attempt by Oliver Dunn is not going to make the play. They'll throw down to second for the force out, but because of that, Brandon White, who was staying at third, heads up base running, is going to score. So, well, that one a fielder's choice, 4-6, but a run coming in to double the lead. Now it's 8-4 over the Gatemen for Orleans.
And just the first out of the inning, too. Feels like this one has been dragging on for a while, and that's because it has. But like you said, Cam, 4-6, fielder's choice. Oliver Dunn almost made a fantastic play right there. Would have saved a run and registered that out. Nothing you could do there. Yeah, nothing on Dunn. That's just a bummer. Good contact from Groshans. Stoudemire's got to flush that one. What goes on behind him is not in his control. He's got to figure out Logan Wyatt, a dangerous hitter in his own right.
So charge that run to Cavalli as Wyatt puts another charge into this one in the same spot in right center, and this one's going to hit off the wall. Heading into second with a double is Wyatt. They're going to hold up Groshans at third. And with one out, it's another couple runners in scoring position for Orleans.
And that one was absolutely murdered. That was about 18 inches from being his second home run of the day. And if it hits the top of that, the yellow and bounces out, obviously it's a home run, but if there's any sort of breeze, with the flagpole still limp right now, if there's any sort of breeze, that would have been home run number 2, and very bad news for the Gatemen.
So it's Aldrete coming up now, the second baseman. This one is going to be in there for a called strike. 0-1 the count.
Aldrete 1 for 3 today, strikeout, singled in the third.
Another single would bring a run in, possibly 2. Cut and a miss at a pitch running away from him from Stoudemire. Good fastball there.
Yeah.
That's the count to 0-2. Stoudemire looking in, the 0-2 home, waste pitch off the plate and low in the dirt. That makes the count a ball and 2 strikes.
We saw Stoudemire in the third game of the season against Cotuit, 4-2 win. He was part of that 3-pitcher 9th inning. Got through 2/3 of an inning, gave up an earned run, though, to make it 4-2 instead of 4-1. A hit and a walk as well. Good for an extremely inflated 13.5 ERA. Stoudemire, like Cam said, that run that he gave up, that'll be charged to Cavalli, or Cavalli, I should say. So 2 earned runs on the day for him.
This one down in the dirt as well, evens the count at 2-2. It's the catcher, Phil Clark, who waits on deck. 2-2 home. On the outside corner, called strike 3. A beautiful pitch to put away Aldrete there for Ryan Stoudemire.
Yeah, I don't think you could have placed that any more perfectly if you're Ryan Stoudemire. That was right on the edge. Aldrete not too happy with the call, but you take it any way you can get it. I think you just kind of gave it to Stoudemire because that was perfectly placed.
So a beautiful piece of artwork there from Ryan Stoudemire. Gives the Gatemen the second out here in the 6th inning. Still runners leaning off of second and third as the first pitch to Clark. Looks pretty good, but is taken for ball 1. One's going to be bounced past the first base coach's box, foul, so count evens at a ball and a strike. 8-4 our score in the top of the 6th inning from Spillane. And it's 2 in the inning and looking for more for the Firebirds as this one breaks inside. A swing and a miss from Clark. Stoudemire 1 pitch from getting out of it. 1-2 is the count. Here's the 1-2, gonna ride up high, well off the plate, so count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 on and 2 gone here for Orleans, who now find themselves doubling up the Gatemen 8-4. This one going to bounce well in front of the plate and blocked by the chest protector of Michael Amditas. Count now full from 1-2 to 3-2.
Now that just slipped out of Stoudemire's hand. No other explanation from that. But credit Amditas for trying to stop that with his chest and not trying to stab at it with his glove. That's where mistakes get made, especially with 2 runners in scoring position.
So he keeps them just there in scoring position. No one to cross the plate just yet. First base is open as the 3-2 home is going to be rifled foul down the right field line. So we stay at 3-2, the full count to Clark. (3-2) over the head of Oliver Dunn and into right field, a base hit. Groshans is in to score. Wyatt holds up at third. It's another run in on a 3-2 pitch. And 2 outs in the inning. Orleans tacks on another. It's 9-4.
It's just that kind of inning for the Gatemen. Big inning. Everyone can do it. 3 runs now for the Firebirds in this inning. Definitely helping out that -11 run differential that they came into this game with. Sitting in dead last in the East. Well on their way to pushing that record to 2-4. Gatemen in danger here of irreparably falling to 5-2.
So I'm going to be back at Stoudemire, has to reach across his body to get it, and we'll run it over to first for the final out of the inning. Head to the bottom of the 6th. A couple more tacked on, 3 to be exact for the Firebirds in that inning. They lead the Gatemen 9-4 here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Since 1950, Morse Insurance has consistently offered the best insurance at competitive rates to generations of clients in southern Massachusetts. If you're frustrated with paying for what essentially feels like just a piece of paper, it's time for you to check out the one-of-a-kind client experience that only Morse Insurance can deliver. Folks, after the game, be sure to visit El Mariachi on Main Street for the best Mexican food in Wareham. The cantina provides a delicious late-night snack accompanied by fun cocktails.
Stop by the Ansel S. Gurney House, where you will find a unique shopping and dining experience. Whether shopping for a special occasion or just to treat yourself, you'll find what you're looking for in one of the 11 themed rooms. There's also a cafe serving fresh homemade lunches overlooking the extensive gardens. The Ansel S. Gurney House is located at 403 County Road in Marion.
Back here for the bottom of the 6th inning. It is 9-4. The Firebirds in the lead. Do have a pitching change here. Louisville's Shea Smitty will come on to relieve Isaiah Kearns. Got ready quickly to the right-hander. And he comes in, protecting a 5-run lead here in the 6th inning of 7 we will play tonight. And we'll get 5, 6, 7 in the Gatemen order, starting with Parker Phillips, who was due up. But as we look down now, it looks like Luke Roscom has grabbed the bat in the on-deck circle. It looks like we'll expect to see him, and probably just a straight change will fill in for Phillips at first base.
Yep.
Something he's definitely familiar with. It's been a struggle to start the season for Luke Roscom, though, as well, as he has not really gotten the bat going for the Gatemen.
No, but at this point, I think it's a great opportunity to try to let him do that. Really low leverage situation. This game not definitively out of reach, but it doesn't look good. But allow Roscom to, with a relatively stress-free situation, try and generate something with the bat here. Final line on Isaiah Kearns went just 1 inning. Gave up 1 run on 1 hit, 1 strikeout as well, the sophomore from West Virginia. No walks. But here comes Shea Smitty from Defiance, Ohio. 6'5", 215, lanky boy up there on the mound. Just finished up his sophomore year at the University of Louisville. If you ever wanted to launch a rap career, don't think you need a nickname, as Shea Smitty is one of the coolest names I've come across in college baseball.
It's pretty convenient.
Yeah.
You can have that in your back pocket. Don't need to think of something.
If this whole baseball thing doesn't work out, there's always hip hop.
Yeah. SoundCloud's doing awfully well these days.
It really is. Yeah. No, great platform to get a career launched.
Second pitch will run inside to even the count at 1-1 to Luke Roscom. 0 for 6 on the year. Man from the University of Nebraska. He's going to line this one up the middle, and there's hit number 1. Off the glove of Smitty, but into center field. And Luke Roscom is on with a sharp single to start things in the 6th for Wareham.
You love to see that, Luke Roscom. We knew he had it in him. He's a talented guy. He's on a full contract here with the Wareham Gatemen, so clearly they saw something in him that he liked. And he drove in over 60 this past year for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Really talented guy. A lot of power in the bat as well. I got to see him in Duluth last year. A lot of home runs off the bat of Mr. Roscom. A lot of clutch home runs, too.
So he's on just with a single this time, ahead of Bryson Stott. Who is 0 for 2 today. Takes that pitch in there for a strike. Struck out back in the 4th inning, did Stott, something he doesn't do too often. Oh-1 to the left-handed hitting shortstop is down low. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. Look in, the 1-1 home. That's going to drop in the same spot. So now Stott is ahead of the count 2-1. Big year for him at UNLV before joining the Gatemen. 365 average on the year for the Runnin' Rebels as this one runs up high on him. So now he's in a serious hitter's count. 3 balls, 1 strike. Here's that 3-1 home. Stott going to foul it off to the left and out of play. Makes the count full, 3-2.
Looking on the bio information here for Smitty on the Louisville Athletics website, he says that on this Father's Day, he says that the person with the greatest influence on his athletic career was his dad, who credits with helping him every step of the way, all the way to the Cape League.
And this one is going to bounce up the middle and off Aldridi's legs as he went to dive for it, and Roscom heads up base running lit to third. Things are on here for the Gatemen runners at the corners with nobody out.
Yeah, well, the Gatemen obviously are no strangers to late inning heroics. This 5-run deficit with 1 swing of the bat technically could be just a 2-run one. Michael Amditas 1 for 2 today with a run scored. We'll see what the freshman from Miami can do against Mr. Smitty.
It's back-to-back singles. Amditas is 1 for 2 today. He singled himself back in the 2nd inning. Stands in with runners at the corners as this pitch runs inside and low for ball 1. One 0 home. Going to be bounced up the third baseline, foul, so evens things in this count at a ball and a strike. Amditas did not have a home run this year in his 21 games for the Hurricanes. 14 RBI, only batted .224 in Coral Gables. Takes this one on the outside corner for a called strike. And now he is behind in the count, 1-2. One-two offering. On the outside corner, ring him up, called strike 3. Amditas goes down looking on a couple of tough pitches from Smitty, and there's 1 gone in the bottom of the 6th.
From Florida International.
That was a really tough pitch, but extremely, I mean extremely well located from Smitty. First K of the day for him. The fun doesn't stop here. Austin Shenton has an opportunity with runners at the corners and 1 out.
Who would you rather have up right now if you're the Gatemen?
I can't really think of anyone else.
Andrew Vaughn, who? We've got Austin Shenton at the plate, who has been an RBI machine today. 3 in the first game. Another 3 today. Give him 6 in his last 3 at-bats. (1-0) to him. In there for a called strike to the Wareham third baseman. FIU Panther, who hit 9 homers for them this year. Got his first of the Cape League season to end things in our first game today. Takes this one, another good pitch right on the inside corner. And that's a called strike too, so now Shenton will have to battle back. He is down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. (1-2) home, going to be bounced foul out by the Gatemen dugout. So Shenton protecting the plate there and keeping the count at 1-2. (1-2) once again. Out in front of it, swing and a miss for Shenton. And he will go down swinging after the first 2 guys reach the corners. It's 2 up and 2 down since then for the Gatemen. And it's up to Dante Baldelli for this inning.
Boston College.
He strides to the plate, right-handed hitter. Gatemen at first and third, 2 out. This one in the dirt for a ball, 1-0. Runner Stott will get down to second without even a throw, so he challenges the catcher there. Challenge accepted. He struts down to second base. Now there are 2 men in scoring position with 2 outs.
I like that. Down by 2, why not? Or down by 5 with 2 outs. That's what I meant to say. Why not?
Now the 2-0 runs up high and away, so 3-0 to the number 9 hitter. And center fielder Skylar Hunter waiting on deck. Smitty to the belt. His 3-0, Baldelli takes all the way, and it's dropped in the bucket for a called strike 1. (3-1) home. Baldelli cuts at it and fouls it off to the right, out of play. With 2 out in the inning, this count's going to run full. 3-2 to the Wareham right fielder from Boston College. Payoff pitch. On the outside corner, Baldelli knew it. It's a called strike 3. Gatemen leave 2 in scoring position, still trail by 5 as we head to the 7th here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Got legal trouble? Attorney Mark Deshays is here to help the greater New Bedford area with real estate and business law, estate planning, and probate. Visit him today. One of the area's best restaurants is located right up the street, Brewfish Bar and Eatery. Stop by for a nice lunch or a relaxing dinner. Brewfish offers 20 rotating craft beers on tap and creative pub foods such as fish and chips, sticky ribs, pulled pork, delicious burgers, and pizza. Check out their off-the-menu brunch with a Bloody Mary bar and $5 mimosas on Sundays. The Brewfish Beer Garden is now open for outdoor dining under the tent and casual dining and drinks at the outdoor bar, along with live music on Friday and Saturday nights as well as Sunday afternoons outside. Brewfish Bar and Eatery is located on Route 105 in Marion. The Wareham Gatemen thank Reed Custom Soils for your support. Reed Custom Soils is New England's most experienced precision soil blenders and is trusted by over 300 golf courses throughout New England.
Now as we head to the 7th inning, final one of this doubleheader today. 9-4 is the score. Orleans ahead of Wareham here in the Gatemen Baseball Network. We do have a pitching change for the Gatemen, which is brought to you by the Bay Point Club, Onset's 18-hole championship golf course. But the driving range opens 7 days a week, and senior discounts offered every day, and always welcome to the public. So get to the point. It's Brendan White who will come in, the right-hander from Siena, junior from Hopac, New York. 3-9 record on the year, but with an ERA just a shade over 4.08. Not much of a strikeout guy, only 61 of them in 90 and a third innings pitched. Mostly a starter for the Saints. He also had 4 complete games for them. He will come in and try and keep this at a 5-run game in the 7th.
We haven't seen Mr. White since opening day at Chatham, that 12-4 win for the Gatemen. He actually picked up the win in that one as he pitched the last 2 innings of the ball game. 2 walks, 2 strikeouts as well, so he got a 1-0 record. He hasn't pitched in almost a week. See how he fares against these Orlean hitters.
And it's James Free who's his first test, and that's a tough one to come into. 2 for 3 today with a couple of doubles and a run scored and an RBI. Also a defensive replacement for the Gatemen as that pitch is cut on and missed for strike 1. Luke Roscom, who pinch hit for Parker Phillips, will take over his position at first base. Oh, 1 home from White. Shattered bat from Free, but this one's going to hold up in center field for Skylar Hunter to gobble up for out number 1.
Scary, the thing exploded. Final line on Ryan Stoudemire. 1 earned run on 2 hits, no walks, and a strikeout through 5 batters faced in an inning of work. Brandon White, the fifth pitcher, my goodness, 5th pitcher to go today for the Gatemen. This is what 7 games in 6 days will do to you.
Sure will, and the Gatemen a much-deserved day off tomorrow, no matter the outcome of this game. White, an all-star in the NECBL last year, 2017, so he does have some good pitching saved for the summer months. 0-1 on the inside, just a bit off the plate. It misses for a ball. One home with 1 out. And Martinez is going to foul this one straight back. Count at 1-2. Martinez does have a couple of singles today, 2 for 3. Had one back in the 4th and in the 6th for the Firebirds. 1-2 is going to be a little bit high and inside. Count now runs even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two is going to miss down low. Count runs full, 3-2. White also pitched for the Gatemen last year, finishing out the 2017 season. It's not a pretty one, though. In his 1 appearance, he pitched an inning and 2/3. Gave up 6 hits and 5 earned runs, as this one fouled off to the right and out of play. Count stays full at 3-2. One out, base is empty for Orleans. Full count offering once again, just going to miss off the outside corner. It's the number 9 man Martinez will get on with the base on balls, and it's the 3rd time he's reached base today for the Firebirds.
The last 2 times he did, he came around to score. Orleans could very easily continue to pile it on here. Gatemen got to figure out a way to shut this down. Turn it over to their hitters, see if they can work a late inning miracle.
It's the top of the order now for the Firebirds. Brandon White, the center fielder, will step in. He's also got a couple hits today. He's reached base 3 times. 2 for 3 with a walk to his name. 0-1 is just going to miss off the outer half, evens the count at a ball and a strike. 1-1. Had Amdita set up outside, pitch runs inside, and will be off the plate. So 2 balls and a strike to White. This pitch going to be cut on and missed. Evens the count at 2-2.
Looking ahead after that aforementioned off day, Cam. Gatemen are back to Spillane for 2 games, back-to-back on Tuesday and Wednesday.
This pitch on the outside corner for a called strike 3. So it's Brendan White who wins the battle against Brandon White.
Wow.
And Brandon is sent back with a backwards K for the second out in the 7th inning.
Game on Tuesday. Welcome Chatham to Spillane, and then first time the Gatemen get a look at Hyannis. A game on Wednesday, and then 2 on the road. One of those back to Orleans, so we'll see this team in a little less than a week one more time.
How often do you see one of those, Enrique? A Brandon White against a Brendan White.
No, not too often. That was pretty cool.
This one gets away from Amditas, and Martinez will get down to second. And he'll get into scoring position with 2 out. Kind of a weird thing to see. You had any weird, kind of quirky broadcasting moments like that?
I didn't get the switch pitcher against the switch hitter. I feel like that's one of those unicorns you look for as a broadcaster. Cut on and missed, my goodness. Took a big boy hack at that one on 2-0. I'm trying to think. I'm sure I've had something weird name-wise. Brandon, right? Jack, Jake, I don't know. I'm sure it's happened. I'll let you know if I think of it.
We're gonna have you think about this.
Yeah,
I've
please
got
do.
a crazy one.
Please tell.
That I'm gonna drop. I'm gonna tease it. 2 outs here. I'm confident Brendan White's gonna get out of this inning.
Okay.
So you got to stick around for the bottom of the 7th to hear this.
Well done, you.
It's an all-time. It's maybe my favorite moment as a broadcaster.
Wow.
This one fouled off out of play. Evens the count at 2-2 with 2 outs. We're getting closer to that story. I'm going to let everyone down. I'm going to let everyone down. The hopes of Gatemen fans across the globe are being raised right now. 2-2 is going to be on the ground. Tough play. Rosca moving to his right. Will not make it. So it's off his glove. DeMarco reaches, and the story waits a little bit longer as we have runners at the corners with 2 gone in the top of the 7th.
Roscom got a little overzealous there. Reached way over to his right. The easier play is for sure for Dunn. He's got his little momentum going that way. Everything else was done correctly. Roscom quite literally booted it. It went off his glove and he kicked it to the left side of the field.
Jack Scrotians will line this into right field and will drop for a base hit in front of Dante Baldelli. Martinez will score the 10th run for a Orleans team that was struggling to score any going into today's doubleheader. They lead at 10-4 over the Gatemen here at Spillane.
And over a Gatemen team that came into today with a 2.65 team ERA. Good for second best in the Cape League.
Now it's Wyatt, who's had a big day today. He takes this one in for a strike. He homered in the 2nd, walked in the 3rd, doubled in the 4th, doubled in the 6th. That's what you call a good day at the office. Down 0-1, big cut on a miss and a pitch that wound him up on the inside corner. So now the count is 0-2 to him.
Logan Wyatt with one swing of the bat could make this inning drag on even further.
Here's the 0-2 offering to him. Runs outside to the lefty, so the count now at a ball and 2 strikes. He's hit one of 2 homers in the game today. He's back in the 2nd. Was the first scoring we saw. Put them up 1-0. Andrew Vaughn also hit a homer to cut the lead to 6-4 at the time. It's been 4 unanswered since. For Orleans, that's where we stand right now at 10-4, the Firebirds ahead. As that pitch runs outside, evens the count at 2-2 with 2 outs. This one going to be bounced in fair territory for Roscom, and it's going to roll foul right in front of the first base bag.
Huh.
Interesting move there.
I agree. Seemed like quite literally easy pickings for Roscom to kind of reach down and grab it and step on first and you're out of the inning. But instead, Logan Wyatt gets another chance to swing the bat, which is never something you want to find yourself saying.
He does get another life here. Still 2-2 the count. Pitch is a comebacker back to Brendan White, and he will flip over to first base. Danger averted. Further danger averted, I should say. Another run tacked on for the Firebirds. They lead 10-4. Last chance for the Gatemen coming up here in the Gatemen Baseball Network.
We are pleased to announce Robertson's GMC on Route 28 in Wareham have partnered with the Gatemen to sponsor our youth baseball clinic. Be sure to visit their vehicle demo here at the game. Our revamped clinic program is grateful for Robertson's support. Legacy Insurance has helped the Wareham community choose the best carrier for their insurance needs. They are an independent insurance agency that represents several insurance companies of various sizes and are able to place coverages with companies that are appropriate for their clients' needs. Legacy Insurance. We don't work for an insurance company, we work for you. Beat the heat and join us at WaterWiz, a water experience unlike any other this side of the bridge. Open daily, head over to the water park on Route 28, the Cranberry Highway.
It's going to be Aaron Oceanbine of Eastern Kentucky who will get the bottom half of the 7th. Pitching change for Orleans. And coming up for the Gatemen, their last chance, trailing by 6 runs, is going to be the top of the order. Skylar Hunter will get things started. Oliver Dunn and then Andrew Vaughn behind him. All right, Enrique, you ready for this?
I'm ready. I've been on the edge of my seat. I was when the inning just kept on getting extended and extended more. I was waiting, man.
We teased this story. It was a game last year. I can't for the life of me tell you who it was against. It was a Baylor baseball game I was covering. And if you know your 70s sitcoms and your Spanish, you'll really understand
2 things
the
I'm
story.
very moderately versed in.
You will really enjoy this story. So one of their outfielders, Baylor's, Richie Cunningham,
okay,
also the name of the star, the lead character in Happy Days, obviously massively successful in the 70s.
Yes.
And so, of course, that led to a lot of puns. Oh, happy day, Sunday, Monday, happy day, blah, blah, blah. It's the 9th inning. It's like 10-2, midweek game. No one's in the ballpark. And Cunningham pops one up to the shortstop. I believe it was Sam Houston State.
Okay.
And that shortstop's last name, Buendia, which if you know your Spanish, means good day. And I was just geeking in the back row of a blowout 9th inning. I couldn't get over it.
Aren't you happy you stayed?
That is one of my all-time great, like better than buzzer beaters and game-winning touchdowns. That might be number 1.
That's funny. That's a great story. That was worth the wait.
I don't know if Skylar Hunter is going to be able to one-up this one, but he's ahead 2-0 in the count to lead things off in the bottom of the 7th. 2-0 is going to miss once again, so 3-0 is the count. You never know what you're going to get in a midweek college baseball game, I'll tell you that. That's why you go, kids.
Yeah. Support your local sports.
You never know. You might get Richie Cunningham having a good day. This one going to find the zone. Hunter taking all the way. It's in for a called strike.
I want to talk about Shea Smitty real quick, the job he did before Oceanbine. That one's ripped on and missed. He wanted all of that one with 3-1 to Skylar Hunter. He came in and led a back-to-back single to start off the inning and then struck out the side. Out of nowhere, Shea Smitty led up 2 hits, 3 strikeouts, no walks in an inning of work.
And the trend continues for Gatemen hitters as Hunter will be the 4th straight Wareham player to go to the dugout with a strikeout. He strikes out swinging, and there's 1 gone here in the 7th. Oliver Dunn, the second baseman, comes up with 1 out, nobody on, takes the first pitch in there for a strike. He's had another tough day at the plate, 0 for 3 for the second baseman from the University of Utah. Pitch runs outside, evens the count at 1-1. Line to second base in the 1st inning, grounded to second base in the 3rd. and then flew out to right field in the 5th. He's behind 1-2. He's pulled everything today.
Gave him a breaking ball inside there. See what he does on the next pitch.
That one is going to run up high, so count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two home to Dunn. He's going to foul this one straight back and out of play. And that's where the count will stay. So Gatemen looks like they're going to split the doubleheader here on Father's Day. 4-3 win in game 1. Ball game that they never led in until the final pitch, as Dunn will go swinging. And that's 5 straight strikeouts for Firebirds pitching. And Andrew Vaughn will be the last gasp on the night for Wareham.
And 10 strikeouts on the day for Firebird pitching in total. And if they get Vaughn here, what a weirdly poetic way to cap off a blowout of the Gatemen.
Gatemen must not listen to our pregame show.
No.
I think someone's key to the game was put the ball in play.
If I remember correctly, I think it was too. We should give that dude a raise.
That guy does deserve some credit, maybe. As Vaughn fouls this one straight back to the backstop. 0-1 is the count. He did have a homer today, breaking an 0 for 11. As he flares this one off to the right. And he's now down 0-2 and in danger of, like you said, Henrique, being the 6th straight Gateman to go down and the 11th on the day.
But a 5-2 record on the week, you'll take it if you're Wareham.
Sure would. And that looked like it might have ended the night right there, but it just misses off the plate. And Vaughn sticks in there. It's a ball and 2 strikes. One-two, defensive swing from Vaughn, covers that plate and fouls it back to the chain-linked fence behind home plate. He sticks in there at 1-2.
He was a little out ahead of it, but like you said, it was a defensive swing. But because of how he's able to keep his hand and the bat head through the zone, didn't even look like he was out ahead of it.
1-2, going to be fouled off once again, putting together a battle. Here's the Gatemen try to keep the day alive. Still 1-2. Pitch going to miss off the plate, so count even at 2-2. This one going to miss as well, so now Vaughn running the count full here, keeping things alive on the night.
It's personal pride at this point.
And after a man of his stature goes 0 for 11, you'd think he would, but this is going to be cut on and missed. 11th time the Gatemen go down via the strikeout today, and that'll be the ball game. Wareham splits the doubleheader against Orleans. The Firebirds come away victorious in the nightcap, 10-4 here from Spillane Field. Thank you for listening to this broadcast of Wareham Gatemen Baseball on the Gatemen Baseball Network. The general manager of the Wareham Gatemen is Andrew Lang. The producers of today's broadcast are Trevor Russo and Cam Gonzalez. Our sideline reporter is Mary Orders. Thanks to our writer Ian Becerra. And alongside me is Henrique Demore. I'm Cameron Stewart. The next broadcast of Wareham Gatemen Baseball will be Tuesday night as the Gatemen host the Chatham Anglers. The game starts at 6:30. Our coverage starts at 6 with Gatemen Pregame Live. Be sure to stay tuned to our Wareham Gatemen Postgame Show on the Gatemen Baseball Network. For Henrique Demore, I'm Cameron Stewart. Thanks for tuning into this presentation of Wareham Gatemen Baseball on the Gatemen Baseball Network.